Hi, welcome to your yoga YouTube channel. Lovely to have you. Today we have a shoulder strength and stretch. So this is super good, especially if you're sitting at a desk all day or if you do anything where you're kind of hunched over or there's a lot of strain on your shoulders. I think a lot of us also just generally hold a lot of tension and stress in our shoulders. We seem to always have the shoulders right up at the ears. So this is just a really good 15-minute flow for anyone who just wants to kind of release some of that tension. So it's a nice flow today. It is quite strong, so take any variations that you'd like. Come down onto your knees and plank, things like that. But I'll help you through it, and yeah, let's just go for it. There is a playlist down in the description box below, so if you'd like to press play on that now, I'll press play with you and we can listen to some nice tunes together. So let's start off standing. So just make your way to stand. Let's come to the top of our mats in Tadasana. So feet at hip distance, shoulders dropped away from the ears. You can roll them up and then down again if that feels good. Have your arms by your sides, palms facing forward. Let's close our eyes down here. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh. Okay, let's start by just warming our shoulders up nice and gently. So let's do some shoulder rolls forward. So pull your shoulders forward all the way up to your ears, all the way back and all the way down. Really exaggerated. Let's do 5 each way and really try to use your breath. Nice slow controlled movements. So inhaling to pull them up. Exhaling to pull them down. Let your arms be heavy. When you've done your 5 this way, move to bring them backwards first. Inhale, exhale, bring them down and forward. And doing 5 this way. Your shoulders should be starting to feel a little bit tired. This is quite a lot of work for them. But we're really getting into them and warming them up before getting into some nice strength and stretch. Okay, when you've done those 5, give your shoulders a jiggle, let your arms have a shake, and then keep that arm movement by letting your arms swing round. Try to keep your torso still just now. Just let your arms swing, let them be super heavy. Keep those eyes closed down, and then get your torso involved. Start to really swing round. Let your arms be super heavy, taking up as much space as they'd like. You can go fast, you can go slow here. But just use your breath. Come back to your breath. Maybe coming bigger and wider. Just hit my fingers off, off the window. Oh. But take up lots of space as long as you're not hurting yourself like I am. Okay, take one more big breath. Okay, then start to slow down, making the movements a bit smaller. And then back round to centre. Let's take a big inhale, arms come wide and high, reach for the ceiling, palms meet, and then bring them down the centre line as you fold forward and exhale. Bend in the knee if you'd like, bring your chest down to your thighs, have your arms heavy, your shoulders heavy, and your head heavy, and give your head a big shake. Feel like you've got a trapdoor in your crown and you're letting all of the stuff that you don't need just now out. Letting all the negativity go. Take one more big breath here. Breathe in and lift a bit. Exhale, fold forward. And then let's lunge our left leg back. So our right knee is over our right ankle. Left leg is lunged back. Plant your left hand by the left edge of the mat and then reach your right arm up for an easy twist. So stacking your shoulders, pushing back into that left heel and sinking low into the hips. Try not to crumple in your left shoulder. Try to push the ground away. Pull your crown away from your tailbone. Okay, let's exhale. Lower that hand down. Plant both hands. Let's sweep your right leg back to plank. When you get here, you can come down onto your knees if you'd like, or stay on your toes. Wherever you are, push the ground away, spread your fingers, push into your shoulder blades, and squeeze your glutes. Push into the heels, let your heart reach forward. Okay, let's lower down halfway. Keep those elbows tucked. If this is too much, then lower down the whole way. And then come to Cobra or Upward Dog. So reaching your chest high, staying off the ground if you're in Upward Dog, coming onto the tops of your feet. If you're in Cobra, your body will be on the ground. If you're in Upward Dog and your body's lifted and you're just on palms of hands and tops of feet. Roll your shoulders down your back. We'll all make our way back to Downward Dog. So whatever way feels good, if that's coming to tabletop and then reaching your hips high, we'll all meet here. And then let's sweep our right leg high for three-legged dog. Flex the foot. Try and keep your hips parallel to the mat. Feel strong in your shoulders. And then sweep it through in between the hands for a lunge. Let's bring our left foot to meet our right. Forward fold. And then exhale here. Big breath out. Big inhale to roll up. Let your arms be heavy. Let your shoulders hang. And then engage them to lift them wide and high with a big inhale, reaching overhead. Bring those palms all the way down the center line as you exhale, forward fold. Let's lunge our right leg back this time. Left knee over left ankle. Pushing into your right heel. Sink your hips. Plant your right hand at the right edge of the mat. Reach your left arm high. Should really feel that in the left glute. Stack the shoulders. Push the ground away. Open up your chest by leaning that left arm back a little bit more. Pulling your belly button round to thigh. Breathe here. You've got this. Okay, plant the hand down, framing left foot, and then push that left leg back to plank. Again, coming down onto knees or staying high. And then lowering halfway or all the way. Keeping those elbows tucked into the ribs, feeling strong. And then scoop on up. Upward Dog or Cobra. Coming onto the tops of the feet. Pushing chest forward. Crown reaching for the ceiling. Breathe here. Push the ground away. Okay, let's make our way to Downward Dog, whatever way feels good. Tailbone high, chest reaching for our thighs. Maybe paddle the heels a little bit here. Spread your fingers wide and squeeze into your knuckles to help stabilize you. Left leg sweeps high. Keep that foot flexed. Keep hips parallel to the mat. Okay, sweep on through, lunging in between the hands. And then step on forward, forward fold. Let's let our arms be super heavy. A really heavy weight as we roll up through our spine nice and slowly. Squeeze your core and then engage them to bring them wide and high, reaching overhead, palms meet, and then bring them down the center line to heart center. Close the eyes here, let the shoulders drop down your back. Feel the heat that you're generating already. And then let's work into those shoulders. Who's ready for it? Let's do this. So let's make our way to lunge. Big inhale, arms wide and high, palms meet. Exhale, down the center line, forward fold. Take a flat back, palms to shins. Reach your crown away from your tailbone. Pull those shoulders down your back. Big exhale, forward fold. Let's lunge our left leg back, right knee over right ankle. Okay, engage your core, sweep your torso and arms high. Tuck that tailbone under, squeeze your core, bend in your back knee if it helps your lower back. Definitely bend in the front knee. Keep front knee over ankle, and then sink a bit lower into your leg. You should feel a good stretch in that left quad. Try and keep your hips parallel. Fingertips to the ceiling, drop the shoulders down. Let's go for a tricep stretch. Lower your left arm down and then bring your hand to the middle of your shoulder blades, palm facing away. And then bend into your right elbow. And if you can't reach your fingertips together, then just hold on to your top. But wherever you are, pull your elbows back to open up your triceps and your shoulder. Sink deeper into that front knee. You've got this. One more breath. Whew. Okay, bring both arms back up high. Left arm falls forward, right arm back for a little twist. Reach the fingertips away from each other, sink lower into that front knee. Feel tall and long, keep the crown pulling away from the tailbone. Okay, lower your left hand to the floor, sweep your right arm all the way down, framing right foot. Well done. Let's push back to plank. Right leg comes back to meet left. We're going to do a little bit of a wave. Bring your crown and your tailbone high, keep bringing a bend into your back. Bend your knees and push back to downward dog. And then come onto tiptoes, tuck your chin under, curve your back, roll forward to plank. Push tailbone and crown high, bend the knees, push back, downward dog. One more time. Come onto the toes, tuck the chin, roll forward to plank. Crown and tailbone high, bend the knees, downward dog. Well done. Bring your toes in a little bit closer if you can. Feel strong in your left hand, spread your fingers, and then reach your right hand to your left ankle. Pull your chest through. Push into your hips and really pull yourself through. Pull your belly button round. One more breath here. Okay, let's release back to downward dog and release our knees down to tabletop. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Strong in the back, squeeze your core. Let's lift our right arm high, reaching on up to the sky, big twist, and then thread it on through, letting our right shoulder come to the ground, right ear to the ground. Try and keep hips over knees, and then bring your left arm, can come to the top center of the mat, or it can come behind to your right hip. Either way, try and pull that left shoulder up to the sky to really help open you up. And let your right arm, try and let that relax. Okay, let's bring that left hand back round to plant by your face. Let's push back up to tabletop. Let's bring our left foot forward in between our hands. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee in runner's lunge here on our fingertips. Engage your core, sweep on up. It's okay to wobble. Okay, tuck that tailbone under, squeeze the core, drop the shoulders, bend into that front knee and back knee if you'd like. Fingertips to the ceiling. Drop those shoulders down the back. Tricep stretch the other way, so right arm comes down and behind us. Back of the hand comes to in between the shoulders. Left arm bends, reaching for your other fingertips or the t-shirt, whatever you can do. And then pull your elbows back. Open up your chest, your triceps and your shoulders. Sink into that front knee. You've got this. Just breathe. Come back to that breath. Feels so good in the triceps. Oh. Okay. Let's release both arms. Come back high. Fingertips to the ceiling, make sure that tailbone's still tucked. This time our left arm comes back, right arm forward, twist around. Pull your fingertips away from each other. Let your shoulders drop, sink a bit lower. Breathe here. One more breath. Big inhale, big exhale. Let's lower our right hand and sweep our left hand down to frame left foot. Push back to plank. Let's do that wave. Tailbone and crown high, bend the knees, push back. Downward dog. Feel strong in your shoulders here. Come onto your tiptoes, tuck your chin under, roll forward. Crown and tailbone high, bend the knees, push back. One more time, roll forward to plank. Crown and tailbone high, push the hips back. Downward dog. Walk your feet in slightly. Feel strong in your right arm. Spread your right fingers and then reach your left hand to your right ankle. Pull yourself round for a nice twist. Try and keep your hips over your knees and ankles. Try and keep it all in line. Take one more breath here. Okay, release your left hand. Lower the knees. Let's lift our left arm this time, sweeping it high, stacking shoulders, and then threading it on through. Left shoulder, left ear, both to the mat. Bringing our right arm overhead or behind us to bind to our left hip crease. Wherever you are, keep those hips over knees, pull that right shoulder back to the ceiling. Let your eyes close down. Find somewhere to relax. Let's take one more breath here. Okay, plant that right hand, push on up, back to tabletop. And then let's tuck our toes, bring our hands a little bit further forward and push our hips high, downward dog. Bring your feet to the edges of the mat and then walk your hands back to a forward fold. Let's bring our toes out of the way, heels in the way, sink your tailbone low, back of thighs coming to back of calves. And then just get comfortable here. Push your knees out of the way, have a little hip stretch. Tall and long in that back, pull your crown away from your tailbone, drop your shoulders down. And then from here, try to engage your glutes to keep your knees squeezing out of the way, and then crawl your fingers forward just to have a nice little open of our back. You don't have to be able to come far here. And if you're struggling with your heels coming to the ground, you can pop a little block under there. But we won't be here long. Breathe here. Okay, let's keep crawling forward and bring our knees to the mat. Feet come in line with our knees in line with our hips. Come down onto our forearms. So hands in line with our elbows, hips are high just now. And then bring your forearms a little bit wider than shoulder height. Stay here if this is enough for you, or tuck your toes and push your hips high for dolphin. Walk your feet in slightly. And if this feels like it's not really doing anything, then bring your elbows in a little bit. This is dolphin pose. Push back into your tailbone, push your chest to your thighs. Breathe here. It's really intense on the shoulders, so if it's too much, then just come back into child's pose. Don't crumple into your shoulders like this. Try and push back. Try and keep a big line. Let's take one more breath here. And then lower the knees down. And then push back onto your stomach. Bring your arms wide at shoulder height. Both arms, fingertips reaching away from each other. And then let your forehead release to the mat. And just roll your body to the right. So you're stacking your hips, your left shoulder comes off the mat slightly. And come all the way round. Maybe planting your left foot behind your right leg. And really just rolling over onto your right shoulder, opening it up. Breathing here. Adjust if you need to, make sure it feels good. Okay, let's roll onto our stomachs. Let's just go straight to the other side. So coming onto our stomach and then rolling onto our left side, stacking our hips, and then maybe bringing right foot behind your left leg, rolling over onto your left shoulder, twisting over as much as feels good. Maybe closing the eyes down. Let's take one more breath here. And then let's roll over onto our stomachs. And let's push ourselves up slightly. Come onto your forearms in Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, you're on your forearms, your elbows are underneath your shoulders and your heart is reaching forward. If you'd like a bit more, then you can thread your right arm underneath your left, and then your left arm comes in the other direction. So your right fingertips are pointing the opposite way from your left, and your left elbow is in front of your right under your chest. And have a little adjustment. See if you want it to come a little bit lower, maybe under your chest. And then lean forward, putting weight onto your arms to help open up your shoulders. Relax your body, let yourself melt into this position. Maybe let your chin rest on your arms, or if you've got your arms lower down your body, then let your forehead come to the mat. Let's take one more breath here. Okay, if you had your arms crossed, let's bring them out and let's go the other way. If you're in Sphinx, then stay there or just make your way to Child's Pose. We'll all meet there soon. So if you're swapping your arms over, your left arm is closer to your body, your right arm is in front. Right fingertips still away from left, reaching the opposite directions, and then let yourself melt down, putting your weight on top of your arms. This is really difficult to do when I've got a mic on my chest, so so you should be a little bit further down than I am if it feels okay on your arms. And just let yourself weigh heavy, let your shoulders open, let your eyes close down. Let's take one more big breath here. Okay, let's come out of it. Let's all push back to Child's Pose. But this time, let's bring our knees together. Let's let our toes untuck. Sit our hips back and then let your chest melt over your thighs. Bring your arms behind you and bring your hands to your heels. And let your forehead be heavy. And let your shoulders hang down at the sides of your legs. Letting them really open up. Maybe give your forehead a little massage. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Really try to release any tension you have in your shoulders. Let them weigh heavy. Okay, let's release our heels, bring our hands to underneath our shoulders and help push ourselves up. And let's come to seated, how we started. So whether that's on your knees or legs crossed, whatever feels good. And just give your shoulders a little roll. How are they feeling? And let's bring our arms behind us and interlace our fingers. Pull your shoulders away. Let your armpits untuck. Pull your shoulders away and reach your chest forward. Lift your hands high. So as high as they come. Maybe tuck your chin under. It can feel like a really good stretch in between the shoulder blades. One more breath here. Squeeze your shoulder blades and then release your arms forward. Interlace the hands, palms facing you. Let your chin tuck again, and then curve into your back and push into your shoulder blades. Pull your palms away. Try and keep a slight bend in the elbows. Really tuck your chin under. And then let's bring those arms high. Rotate the palms to reach for the ceiling overhead. And then just reach your chest. Bring your gaze to the sky. Lift your chin. Let your shoulders drop, but reach your arms away. And then release the arms down with a big breath. Give them a shake. Give your shoulders a shake. Let's do some more shoulder rolls. So just maybe one in each direction. And then bring your hands back to your knees, palms facing up. Let's close the practice. Take a big breath in through the nose. And a big sigh. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Let's close with a bow to honor the practice. Well done. I hope your shoulders are feeling beautiful and strong and stretchy. Lovely to have you, and check out some of the other videos and look at my socials for any live classes or tips and tricks. And subscribe and like and comment. Let me know how you got on, please. I love to hear from you guys. Have an amazing day or evening, whatever you're up to. Lots of love.